Let me tell you about ProHealthConnect.com. It's transforming healthcare payments, providing retailers a seamless process for over-the-counter and healthy benefit programs. By connecting retailers, health plans, and payment processors, ProHealth Connect creates one powerful, unified network. They empower independent grocers and pharmacies to accept health benefit cards without changing how they do business. With over 10,000 locations nationwide, helping more than 1.3 million people access the care and nutrition they need. Go to ProHealthConnect.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I say this all the time, and I'm being sincere. In my lifetime, I'm 59. That's a long time. He's one of the two greatest politicians I've ever seen in our state. King Giuliani, Giuliani King, however you measure it up. Peter King is right at the very top. But the reason why Peter is such a great New Yorker goes above and beyond his Congress days on Long Island. Now he's the godfather, him and Joe Cairo, of all the new candidates, Homeland Security. It's because Pete is a real New Yorker. He is. Dad was a cop, the whole thing, you know. And he loves the sports teams. And you cannot make sports a periphery story in New York and succeed. You just can't. And Pete loves the teams. The Mets, Giants, but Pete has left basketball behind. They turned him off. They turned me off too. Going back to the bubble championship and COVID, LeBron James. But I never left. Same thing with the NFL. So I never left. But Pete left. So I wonder, great New Yorker, Knicks are in the NBA Finals. You almost got to come back, don't you? Let's find out. Pete King, are you excited about this, or do you stay with your mindset of, I left the NBA, I don't care?
Well, I'm excited for New York, and I don't want to be raining on other people's parades, but I just can't get back in. But let me tell you something I was thinking of actually just yesterday. I was a Knicks fan back in the early 50s when they had Harry Gallant and Sweetwater Clifton.
Wow.
Joe Lapchick was the coach.
Yeah.
But anyway, you show you how things have changed. With $100,000 for a ticket now, $250,000 a ticket. My recollection is in the early 50s, the Knicks and Lakers were in the finals, the NBA, but the circus was in the Garden. And they had to play the championship series in the National Guard Armory on 26th Street, in the 69th Regiment Armory.
Huh?
That's how sports were changed in New
Wow.
York. So all those great players, Carl Braun, Connie Simmons, Vinnie Barilla, Dick McGuire, all of them, and George Mikan with the Lakers, they were playing in the National Guard Armory on 26th Street, which couldn't have held more than a few thousand people.
Wow, that is a great story. That's cool. Thank you for telling me that. You're George Mikan. He started with the Minneapolis Lakers before they even moved to Los Angeles. Yeah. Well, I keep getting asked this question. I was on Joe Pags. He's a big-time radio guy, number 7 in the country, according to Talkers Magazine. He's best friends with Hannity. Used to be a Long Island guy. Ironically, he lives in San Antonio, Texas. And he called me yesterday because I've kind of become the anti-Mamdani face all over the country. They know you want to bring on a guest who's going to kill Mamdani, you call Sid. So I was talking to Joe Pags yesterday, and he said to me, Sid, the city's a mess. It's divided. You know, the mayor just about hates everybody, you know. If the Knicks win, can it bring the city together? Now, my answer was, sure. I remember 9/11 brought the city together. That shouldn't be the question. The question is, how long will it last? What do you think?
I would hope. First, as I said, I'm not into it. I used to be. I really used to be. I lived and died with the 1970 Knicks, the 1973 Knicks with Barnett. I go down the whole list: Casey Russell, Mike Reardon. You know, not just the superstars. All those guys were great. Having said that, it can if the mayor knew how to play it the right way. I mean, I was not a John Lindsay fan, but when the Mets won in 1969. That got Lindsay reelected as mayor. They were able to bring the city together. Certainly 9/11, you know, the way Rudy Giuliani brought the city back. So great moments of great victory and moments of great tragedy can bring the city together if the mayor somehow would play it the right way. But nobody believes he's a real New Yorker. Nobody believes that his heart and soul is there. I mean, there's just no I haven't seen anything real about this guy at all, except his love of socialism, the anti-Semitism that's there. And let me just go off topic a little bit here. I really wish President Trump were not saying Not saying Mamdani's a nice guy.
I know.
He's not a nice guy.
No,
and it's
I know.
nothing to do with his economics. He could be a socialist. He could be all of that. That wouldn't cause me to dislike him. I would oppose him. But he's an anti-Semite. He's anti-American. I don't know how you can say a guy like that is nice when he's talking about a global intifada, when he's silent, when there's when they're tearing the Columbia campus apart and they're rioting in the streets and they're attacking synagogues. I mean, this is a. So anyway, that's my own.
No, listen, you know I feel the same way. I talked about it at 6 o'clock this morning, and you also know, Pete, because you and I are very close, that I've texted Trump time and time again. When I got in trouble a couple of months ago and all the Democrats came at me, every one of them, from Letitia James to Chuck Schumer to Kathy Hochul to Bill de Blasio to even morons like Richie Torres, and I ended up apologizing to the mayor the next day, that was all based upon a message I had sent to Trump where I said, stop saying he's a nice guy. And he did it again yesterday. I am with you 100%. I couldn't love this president any more than I do, and he loves me. But I don't get it. This need, he's compelled to tell us. He knows that real New Yorkers, Jewish New Yorkers, hate this guy. It's the last thing we want to hear. Can't he just say, I'm rooting for him, I'm going to try to help him, I want to save New York City? But he keeps saying it. He did it again yesterday. And I would tell Trump right to his face today, I've done it before. Stop saying it. He keeps saying he's a nice guy, he's a good guy. I'm with you 100%, Pete. President Trump needs to stop that nonsense because at the very core of his heart, trust me, he doesn't believe that.
I know that. I mean, he's got angry people for a lot less than that, I'll tell you. But also, I mean, just the pure politics of it. Right now, Bruce Blakeman is a great candidate. He has so much going for him. But his main weapon is Mamdani. I mean, he can point to Mamdani. Oh, listen, opening campaigns, you exaggerate. You try to sort of make your enemy worse than he is. But Bruce Blakeman can say that if he's the governor, he can point to Mamdani as being the threat that is facing New York. This isn't a make-believe threat. It's real. That's why Janine Driscoll, I mean, she lives right on the New York City border. She saw all those illegals being piled up just several feet from where she lived. They had to have community meetings, how to protect themselves during that whole time when all the illegals have been put in stashed in hotels right on the Nassau border. So Bruce knows firsthand what it is to be fighting off the bad guys.
Well, Bruce, then you're right. So Bruce needs to step it up because I'm going to tell you, you already know this, Pete, but just in case you just tuned into me, you don't know this. You know what Bruce is going to be on Monday night? Sitting right next to President Trump at Madison Square Garden in that Dolan box, Game 3. So we're going to come home either tied at 1, which is still good, maybe up 2-0. That would be amazing. But our friend Bruce, who I spoke to again yesterday, I speak to Bruce every day like you do, every day. He's going to be sitting next to Trump. He needs to tell the president, Mr. President, please, he's not a nice guy. He's a scumbag. He hates everybody. Forget about the Jews. He hates the Christians. He wasn't there when Ronald Hicks was installed after Dolan. No. He hates the cops. Unless you're a Muslim and he can scream, Inshallah, Inshallah, on Hot 97, which made me nauseous, he doesn't care about you. So Bruce needs to sit with Trump on Monday, Pete. You need to tell him this and tell him that.
And Bruce, by the way, is really killing himself in this campaign. He's everywhere. I was with him last night at Jadine's campaign kickoff. The guy he should be exhausted, but I tell you, I don't know if he's running on adrenaline or what it is, but he's been campaigning all day, all night, everywhere, up and down the state, all over, the 5 boroughs, Long Island, upstate, everywhere. And he's in great form. But again, it sort of undermines his argument when he's saying, elect me governor, I'm going to stop Mamdani. And then, Donald Trump is saying that Mamdani's a nice guy. He's not a nice guy. And, we can have real differences on issues. The fact that he's a socialist, I wouldn't hate him for that. I disagree with him.
Right.
But when he's out there, anti-Semitism, anti-American, anti-cop, and just dividing race against race, going after middle-income homeowners, and, we know the reason for that. It's because he thinks they're all white. That's basically
That's it.
A guy saying race war, class war, it's terrible. The worst thing ever for the city of New York.